Okay, here's a few absolute value questions. And so we're needing to solve for x. First off, what you need to do for each of them is to isolate the absolute value sign. Since this one has a negative in front of it, I think I'll just move this one to the other side. So I'll leave 10 here, and I'm going to add absolute value of 2x minus 1. And on this side, I'm going to add the absolute value of 2x minus 1. Okay, that sort of looks confusing, sorry. Anyway, I'm going to add it to both sides. So I'm going to have 10 is equal to 4 plus absolute value of 2x minus 1. Now I need to isolate this, so I need to get rid of the 4, so I'll subtract 4 on both sides. So 6 is equal to the absolute value of 2x minus 1. Now that it's isolated, I can break this into two equations. So I'm going to have one that's going to be a positive 6 is equal to 2x minus 1, or a negative 6 equals to 2x minus 1. Now notice you don't do this step here, both of these, until you've isolated that absolute value sign. It has to be on a side by itself. Okay, then to solve this, I'll add 1 to both sides. 7 equals 2x, divide both sides by 2. On this side, add 1 to both sides, so it'll be negative 5 equals 2x, and x is equal to negative 5 over 2. All right, here's another one. With this question, I need to isolate the absolute value sign, already isolated on the side by itself. Then, now here, I'm supposed to be able to make this a positive or negative, but I'm taking a look at the question and it says the absolute value of something is equal to a negative number. Well, that's impossible because the absolute value of anything, that's the purpose of the absolute value, is to get rid of the negative sign. It gets rid of direction. It's just how far from zero is something. And so getting a negative number there is impossible. So with this one, I would say no solution. There's no way you can get an x that'll do that. Okay, question. This one I need to isolate, already isolated. So now I'll make 5/9 plus 3x is equal to a positive 1/6, or 5/9 plus 3x is equal to a negative 1/6. Then I'll solve each of those equations. To solve them, I'll use the clear fractions rule, or I hate fractions rule. 9, 1, and 6. I think 18 will be your lowest common denominator. So I'll multiply everything by 18, So on this one, I'll get 10 plus, what's that, 54x is equal to 3. Move the 10 over, so it'll be 54x is equal to 3 take away 10, or negative 7. And then x is equal to negative 754. Whereas on the other side, I can do the same thing, times by 18, times by 18, times by 18. So this will be 10 plus 54x again, but this time it's going to be a negative 3. So when I move that 10 over, that'll be a negative 13, and then x is equal to negative 13 over 54. Okay, hopefully that helps you with those absolute value questions.